Once again I want to welcome you to Chelsea Talk, where we bring you all the latest from Stamford Bridge and Chelsea FC. Today we have more reports coming out of Chelsea FC concerning Thomas Tuchel's future and our summer signings. But before we start the video, please subscribe, like and feel free to comment. With the arrival of Tuchel, we want to look at which Chelsea players will become the winners and losers under Thomas Tuchel's appointment. Tuchel was appointed Chelsea head coach yesterday and is set to take charge of his first match against Wolves tonight. When a new head coach is appointed by a football club, change is inevitable. For some, that will be exactly what was needed. For others, it can derail an encouraging season. Every coach has their own tactical ideas and within that their own specific demands. Certain players will fit in better than others. That's a simple reality. And it's what will take place at Chelsea now that Frank Lampard has departed and Thomas Tuchel has been placed in charge of the Blues. The German will expect his side to play high-energy, attacking football with an onus of pressing high up the pitch. It is not radically different from the football Lampard wanted Chelsea to play, although there will be several different nuances and wrinkles to the German's approach. Those who had fallen out of favor under Lampard or had proven problematic for the club legend this season should have an opportunity to win over the German. On the flip side, the key players that emerged under Lampard, the guaranteed starters, must now prove their worth all over again with Tuchel. So here, we look at the big winners and losers from Tuchel's appointment. Antonio Rudiger. The Chelsea player who arguably stands to gain the most from Tuchel's arrival is the German defender. Lampard was happy for the 27-year-old to leave Chelsea in the summer transfer window, with Thiago Silva, Kurt Zouma, Andreas Christensen and Fikayo Tomori ahead of him in the centre-back pecking order. There was interest in Rudiger from West Ham United and Tottenham Hotspur, but he turned down both clubs. Importantly, Tuchel wanted to bring him to French capital, but the Ligue 1 champions were never close to agreeing a deal with Chelsea. Rudiger was well out of the first-team reckoning. He was omitted from 4 consecutive match-day squads in the Premier League but slowly moved ahead of Tomori and featured in 4 of Chelsea's 6 Champions League group stage games. He also stood in for Thiago Silva when the Blues overcame Newcastle United at St James's Park in November. Then, somewhat surprisingly, Rudiger was thrust back into the side towards the end of Lampard's reign, starting 4 of the last 6 matches. Given the German international's contract expires in 18 months' time, Chelsea have to make a decision over Rudiger in the weeks ahead. Given he is an admirer, Tuchel is likely to give Rudiger a chance to prove he has a long-term future at Stamford Bridge. Next is the Spanish left-back Marcos Alonso. Marcos Alonso continued to train hard despite knowing he wasn't going to be part of Lampard's future plans. Tuchel's arrival may change that. Ben Chilwell will almost certainly remain Chelsea's first-choice left-back, but if the German coach opts to use a wing-back system, as he did at times during his reign at PSG, then Alonso may come into contention. Alonso's defensive weaknesses have always been exposed as part of a back four. But when 3 centre-backs are used, the extra security means he can be a reliable threat down the left flank and in the penalty area. Jorginho. The Italian midfielder was a key figure in the early months of Lampard's reign at Stamford Bridge, but he lost his place in the side to Billy Gilmour in March last year and never truly reclaimed it. This season, the 29-year-old has started only 9 Premier League games with N'Golo Kanté, Mateo Kovacic and Gilmour also battling for the role as number 6 in Lampard's 4-3-3 system. Jorginho was linked with a move away from Chelsea in the summer. Arsenal were touted as a potential destination late in the window while Tuchel was interested in bringing him to League 1. That deal wasn't done, but it highlights the esteem the 47-year-old coach holds Jorginho in. And that may prove important for the former Napoli midfielder going forward. Kai Havertz. When Chelsea signed the German international in the summer for a fee of £70 million, it was seen as a coup by the club given there was interest in the 21-year-old from Real Madrid, Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Havertz's potential is undeniable, but he has struggled since arriving at Stamford Bridge. There are reasons for that, including a lack of preseason, a nasty bout of COVID-19, and the fact there wasn't a natural place for him in Lampard's 4-3-3 system. Yet his performances have simply been good enough. Lampard regularly defended Havertz in the press. Tuchel is now the man responsible for bringing the best out of Havertz, and he may very well do so if he switches to a 4-2-3-1 shape and gives his compatriot the structure within he can flourish. Christian Pulisic. The American has been one of the mainstays of the Chelsea side since over the past 2 months, so Lampard's departure and Tuchel's arrival is unlikely to significantly change his game time. What may happen, however, is that he locks up the left wing position for the foreseeable future, having worked with Tuchel at Borussia Dortmund. The two had a good relationship when at the German club. If Pulisic does prove to be Tuchel's go-to on the left flank and Hakim Ziyech has the right wing role sewn up, it may leave Callum Hudson-Odoi with a fight in his hands to secure regular first-team football. And that is becoming something of a recurring theme for the academy graduate, who has started only 3 Premier League games this season. Mason Mount. 22-year-old Mason Mount has everything needed to thrive under Tuchel. His energy, pressing instincts, quick feet, and ability to progress the ball will all undoubtedly be appreciated by the German coach. So why is he mentioned? Simply because he will not be guaranteed to start virtually every single game. Mount was Lampard's most used and most trusted player during his tenure. It's why the England international has played 80 times for Chelsea since the start of last season. During the last 18 months is testament to his durability as much as his quality. He never appears to need a rest. Under Tuchel, that may change. Mount may not be crowbarred into the team at every opportunity as he was under Lampard. And it may benefit him long term. The risk of being run into the ground was real. Next is centre-back Kurt Zouma. Only Mount and Timo Werner have played more minutes than Zouma this season. That may quickly change under Tuchel. Zouma was Silva's regular partner for much of the first half of the campaign, and he stayed in the side when the Brazilian was afforded a rest. That he was chipping in with goals regularly was a bonus. Zouma has netted 4 times this term in the Premier League, the same amount as Werner. However, he was dropped in favour of Rudiger for Lampard's final 2 league games at the helm, and that may remain the case under Tuchel, as explained above. It would be harsh on the 26-year-old. While never completely error-free, his performances have largely been impressive this term. Then we have the striker, Tammy Abraham. Much like Zouma, Abraham may become a victim of circumstance under Tuchel. His goal-scoring record as a first-team player at Chelsea is impressive. The 23-year-old has struck 29 times since the start of last season, and no player has found the net more often this term. Yet one of the big reasons Lampard lost his job at Stamford Bridge was his inability to get the best out of Werner, who arrived for just shy of £50 million in the summer from RB Leipzig. That is something Tuchel will have to do, and it may come at the expense of Abraham. The two players demonstrated they could work together well against Luton Town at the weekend, yet Tuchel has rarely fielded a front two. It may be that Abraham misses out in favour of the German going forward. That's all for now from Stamford Bridge as we start to analyze the first few steps of new coach Thomas Tuchel. Stay connected to the channel as we bring you regular updates from Stamford Bridge. Do that by hitting the subscribe, like, share and comment. Thanks for watching.